True Blue Bowl coverage, live from Charlotte, North Carolina. This is LEX18 at the Belk Bowl.
Good evening and welcome into Bank of America Stadium in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. The stadium all lit up blue tonight, we like to think, for the Kentucky Wildcats. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Claire Crouch alongside Keith Farmer.
We are just 17 hours away from Kentucky taking on the Virginia Tech Hokies, and it's going to be an exciting game. I truly believe that as the Wildcats meet in the Belk Bowl, noon kickoff tomorrow.
That's right, and if you can't make it here to Charlotte, don't worry, you can watch the game on ESPN, and we of course will have you covered here with full day coverage right here on LEX18. Now I know a lot of people out there have been wondering, what the heck is a Hokie? This has certainly been a topic on my mind all this week, and we are here to give you the official answer. Now, according to Virginia Tech's official sports website, the answer dates all the way back to 1896,
wow,
when the school officially changed their name. Apparently a member of the student body came up with the Hokie yell. So there you have it. A Hokie is officially defined as a devoted Virginia Tech fan. And that bird that you're going to see on the sidelines tomorrow, that is the Hokie bird. It's become the Hokie bird. It was originally a turkey because their original mascot was the Gobblers. But after that whole Hokie yell situation, they decided to adopt that, and they are the Hokie bird. So there you have it. Tell all your friends as you gather around the TV tomorrow that you know what a Hokie is.
I think I'm pretty good with the change, though. The Gobblers just doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Hokie's cute. It's just confusing, but it gets people talking, so I guess that's good for them.
All right, as for the game, the Hokies, as we like to call them now, are 8-4 on the season. The Wildcats 7-5, and then Virginia Tech in the ACC finished with a 5-3 record. Kentucky in the SEC finished at 3-5. These teams don't have a lot of history, but they do have history that dates back all the way to 1926. The most recent game being played in Lexington, that was back in 1987.
I was a year old.
Oh, okay. At least you weren't born. Okay, good. Kentucky won that one by a score of 14-7, so it has been a while since these two have met. All right, as for Charlotte,
yes,
it's a hub of sports town. I mean, it's anything you want. You can get the thrill of NASCAR. You can get the basketball with 3 Wildcats on the Hornets team, or you can also get the Carolina Panthers, who finished up a disappointing season yesterday.
Yeah, not a great showing for them yesterday, but fun still to have an NFL team right here in your neighborhood. Plenty to do for the sports lover and the non-sports lover alike. Charlotte has been a great host city for us these past few days. We decided to just take a look around, soak up the city, and now we're going to introduce you to the beautiful city of Charlotte. Take a look. Welcome to the Queen City, home of the Panthers, the Hornets, and several ex-Cats. It's the most populated city in North Carolina, the site of the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and a city rich in history.
Charlotte's awesome. It's been a beautiful city so far.
About a 6-hour drive from Lexington, fans here from Kentucky are keeping busy.
So far, good experience. Lots of fun things to do.
Just kind of been walking around the city, enjoying the sights and stuff.
And they're not alone. The city is booming, with an estimated 50 people moving here every single day.
Drove down yesterday, got here just in time to watch UK win the basketball game.
The city was founded in 1768, the site of the first gold rush, but Cats fans, they're staying focused on sports, saying the thing that will truly make this a successful trip is a win on New Year's Eve.
I want to see UK win Tuesday.
A win. A win over Virginia Tech.
Yeah, that would really put the icing on the cake, I think, for everybody who's made the trip here to see the Cats win. But Charlotte really has been a really fun city. I've never been here before, but there's been lots to do. The weather's been terrific. So Charlotte, you get an A in my book.
You said there were a lot of people moving here daily, right?
Yes, 50 people every single day.
That's
and there's
amazing.
lots of construction to show for it, too. They are booming.
You know, both teams this week, as they've been in Charlotte, have certainly enjoyed getting around the city and taking advantage of everything that it has to offer.
That's right. Lots of fun, lots of activities. So because of all of that, they decided to take some time and actually give back, kind of say thanks to the community that has made this week so special. Our own LEX18's Mike Valenti went along the ride for that. Let's join him now for more on that story. Hey, Mike.
Hey guys, by this time tomorrow, both teams will be heading back home. But over the past several days, it's clear they've done a lot to leave a lasting impression on some of the city's most vulnerable population. In between game prep, the Wildcats drew up a play off the field.
For the kids! For the kids!
To help kids in need in Charlotte.
Because it's bigger than football. It's a very fortunate event for us. We're very lucky to be here.
Both teams spent their Sunday morning organizing about 3,000 backpacks full of food for elementary school kids to take home over their weekends. Here in Mecklenburg County, 1 in 4 children are in need of some kind of food assistance.
I think everybody has their own moment of realizing that hunger affects everyone. Everyone has a connection to someone that's needed help somewhere along the line.
Along the way, I've had a lot of help from people that I've known, so it's just only right to be able to give back. Gives people, the kids, hope that they can make it out of that situation.
Of course, when you get more than 100 football players together in a room, there's bound to be some level of competition.
Each side was just pushing and pushing and pushing to get those bags done quicker and quicker. And of course, our side won. But other than that, you get guys that actually get really involved, even though they'd rather be in sleeping or doing something else. But they actually get into it and actually get a little bit of appreciation out of doing what they're doing.
Even Coach Mark Stoops got in on the action.
Yeah, they kicked our butt. This side did a good job, but that's okay. It was good for them.
This is one loss Stoops doesn't mind taking, all for a good cause.
I think it goes back to the leadership from our university and exposing them, putting them in a position to give back and to have that platform. So I'm proud of the whole group.
You heard Cash Daniel at the top talking about how this was bigger than football. He also mentioned that activities like these help the guys grow closer, bonding away from the football field. Claire, Keith, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. Good to see the guys taking some time to give back. They're a special bunch. I've loved the time I've got to spend around them. All of them very nice, great senses of humor, and obviously pretty darn good football players, too. Welcome back live to Charlotte, North Carolina, where we are counting down the hours before the Cats and the Hokies face off in the Belk Bowl here at Bank of America Stadium.
Yeah, a lot of work has gone in from both teams, working hard to get out here and play hard and to earn their way into the Belk Bowl. And, really, for the Wildcats, all the fans know who they are. They get behind. You've been getting excited about them this week. The more you get to know about them. But did you know I know you know, did you know that there is a Kentucky man that is on the Virginia Tech team?
That's right, a star player, been having a really good season. When we found out the Cats and the Hokies were facing off, we had to pay a visit to Brian Hudson's childhood home in Scott County, Kentucky. Go ahead and take a look. As a true freshman, Scott County native Brian Hudson has made his mark in Blacksburg.
This football season has been incredible.
He started 10 games as center, has been named All-American, named to the All-Freshman Team of the Year, and kept his parents very busy.
We drove up to Boston and flew to Miami and drove to Notre Dame.
Hudson has been playing football since kindergarten, and getting top honors is nothing new in his athletic career.
Most of Brian's medals, not all of them.
A graduate of Scott County High School, he was a key member of their football program and even won the state championship in shot put against longtime friend and Kentucky offensive tackle Landon Young.
Landon, a heck of a thrower. Fortunately for Brian, the only time he ever beat Landon was in the state championship in shot put. And, but even then, Landon was so gracious, his family, great family.
When it was announced the Hokies would face the Cats in the Belk Bowl, there came a flood of emotion, not only to play against a good friend, but also the hometown team.
We hear from people that say, I love Brian more than I love UK, I'm all about Brian this game. And then there's people that, I'm gonna root for Brian, I hope Brian has a great game, but I'm still gonna hope for my Wildcats to win.
But there's no question who Mom and Dad are rooting for come New Year's Eve. Most of all, they say, they are just tremendously proud.
Hopefully we see 3 more after this year, but take each one and just take it all in.
This is about the experience that he'll remember 10, 20, 30 years from now. The experience around the game as much as the game itself. I just want him to have a good time and a Hokies win.
Okay.
Had to get that in there, right?
Exactly. You know, and rightfully so. That's their boy playing on that team. It's a mix of emotions for them. Like they said, I mean, they're from Scott County. The Cats have been a part of their lives for probably longer than the Hokies at this point. But that is who he plays for, and they're going to support him as they should. You know, I'm glad to hear he's having a good season. But they did warn us that the Hokie fans can be very loud. But we know BBN can be really loud too, so let's just hope Cats fans, you are up to the challenge tomorrow. We don't want them to outshine us in the stands.
Well, if you take about an hour-and-a-half drive south of Hudson's hometown, that's where you come to Somerset. And Bud Foster, he is the Virginia Tech defensive coordinator, the associate head coach, and that is where he is from. But he has been at Virginia Tech for a long time. Foster actually played at Murray State from 1977 to 1980. He started his coaching career at his alma mater, and then he left for Virginia Tech with legendary coach Frank Beamer. He spent 29 years on his staff, becoming the defensive coordinator, and then after Beamer retired, he stayed on Justin Fuente's staff in the same position. Now, after 33 years, he's calling it a career, going against the state school where he grew up.
And really haven't had a lot of time to really just sit back. I know it'll probably hit me hard after the game, or maybe in another week or two, you know, when there's going to be a void there when I'm supposed to come back to a staff meeting and get ready for to go on the road recruiting, which I really like it recruiting, but it's going to be interesting when I leave the office, if I'm in the office, and but to go home and eat dinner and not have to worry about coming back and working for 3 or 4 more hours. You know, it's going to be kind of nice, I think, you know.
As we've been showing you all week, this team's been busy. They've had a lot of preparation on the football field, but they've also had some fun away from it as well.
Yes, that's right. Of course, a bowl game is about a football game, but bowl week is about having fun. It's such a different experience, once in a lifetime for a lot of college athletes. And so to put the cherry on top of the whole experience, the whole team got to go on a shopping spree. And to where else? Belk, of course. Take a look.
Yeah. All of our sweats are here.
What better way to blow off some bowl game jitters than to hit the mall?
Found some jogging suits.
With a $440 gift card in hand, each player set loose to tackle every department inside the Belk store.
We don't have shops in Australia, so it's a little different.
No shops at all?
No, we just make our own clothes and stuff. Yeah, so it's tough.
No department was offsides, from sweats to shoes and even a suit.
Polo. You feel me? I'm actually going to Vegas for my 21st birthday, so I was like, I gotta get a nice suit for it.
Cash Daniel, true to his outdoorsman persona, was headed straight for lumberjack attire.
I'm trying to find the flannels, and I can't find them anywhere.
While lots of the guys spent all of their money on family, like Lynn Bowden Jr., shopping for the little man in his life, Lynn Bowden III.
You know what I'm saying? A little shirt.
Oh, yes.
Little jogging pants and match.
And would you believe it? The man with all the finesse on the field says shopping's just not his bag.
Only style I got is on the field. That's it. Other than that, you put me in this, I'll wear 4 days in a row.
The team cleaned up, but from Bowden to Duffy, square to smoke, they made it clear. Even in the midst of all the fun, their eye is still on the prize.
Nah, not for real, because I'm thinking about the game, and I don't even know what to grab for real.
Yeah, and did you hear that, first of all? Lynn Bowden says he doesn't like to shop, doesn't care about fashion. He was actually having one of his teammates pick out every single item that he was buying, either for himself, but mostly for little Lynn Bowden III.
Yeah, and that's what he was doing. He was shopping for the kids.
Exactly, he was. So many of the players were doing that. We had done another special piece on this earlier in our coverage. So many of the players spent all $440 they were given to spend on family members and friends and things like that as gifts. So that was really sweet. And yes, you might have heard Max Duffy giving me a hard time saying that they don't have shops in Australia. They have to make their own clothes. Stick to your day job, Max. Come on, the jokes. I got you. I saw through that. I'm not that blonde.
How good was that for them to buy for others, though, after Christmas? I mean,
know.
You know, they could have easily blown it on themselves.
I couldn't believe it. Each person, when I went up to Tyler Markray, who was another one of those players, he was saying, I'm just going to spend it. I've got some little nieces and nephews. I've got some cousins, my mom and dad. I was just like, oh, I love you guys even more now. It was really sweet. So they seem to be a really good group of guys.